Dear Starseeds on the edge of transformation, what if I told you that the massive changes you've been thinking about for months are actually cosmic coordinates being transmitted directly into your consciousness? What if every risky decision you've been afraid to make is actually a divine invitation that expires in exactly 12 months? This morning, Jupiter stationed retrograde, and this isn't just another planetary movement. This is your activation signal for the most important year of your entire existence, and I have proof. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and the transmission I'm about to share contains time-sensitive information about the foundational changes brewing in your reality right now. You know exactly which changes I'm talking about. That job that drains you every morning, that boundary you need to set with family, that relationship that feels like wearing clothes 3 sizes too small. These aren't random discomforts. They're what we call divine pressure points, and they're about to catalyze your complete transformation. Something extraordinary happened to one of your kind just before this transmission began, and it perfectly demonstrates what's about to unfold in your own life. They had been carrying the weight of family obligations, drowning in responsibilities that weren't truly theirs, until they finally set a boundary they'd been terrified to establish for years. What happened next defied all their fears. Instead of abandonment or anger, the universe reorganized itself to support their brave choice, and their family found solutions without them. This story isn't random. It's a preview of your own journey. You see, you're entering what we call the sacred season of risk, a 9 to 12-month portal where every aligned risk you take will be cosmically protected and amplified. But here's what makes this different from any other time. Jupiter's retrograde today has created a cosmic pressure chamber that's going to make staying still more painful than moving forward. The discomfort you're feeling isn't punishment, it's propulsion. Let me reveal something about the nature of these foundational changes you're contemplating. They're not actually changes at all. They're corrections. Your soul has been trying to course correct for months, maybe years, sending you signals through exhaustion, frustration, and that persistent feeling that you're living someone else's life. Every morning when you wake up with that heaviness in your chest, that's your authentic self rejecting frequencies that no longer match who you're becoming. The resistance isn't coming from outside, it's coming from within. Think about this for a moment. What if you have 2 jobs right now, and one of them is slowly killing your spirit? What if releasing that one job, as risky as it seems, is actually the key to unlocking an opportunity that pays more than both jobs combined? This isn't wishful thinking. This is cosmic mathematics. When you release what's draining you, you create what we call an energetic vacuum that immediately begins pulling in opportunities aligned with your true frequency. But something else is happening that I haven't revealed yet. The approaching Mercury-Mars conjunction is injecting warrior energy directly into your communication channels. Over the next few days, words you've been swallowing for months are going to demand expression. Truths you've been hiding from yourself and others will surface with undeniable clarity. This might feel destabilizing, but it's actually your authentic self finally breaking free from the prison of people-pleasing and false harmony that's been suffocating your true power. Now let me address the fear that's probably rising in your chest right now. But Seraphine, you're thinking, what if I make the wrong choice? What if I take this risk and everything falls apart? Here's what your guides want you to understand. The only wrong choice is refusing to choose at all. Every risk taken from authentic desire moves you closer to your destiny, even if the path isn't linear. What appears to be a mistake is actually a perfectly orchestrated redirection. The cosmic mechanics of risk-taking work differently than you've been taught. When you take an aligned risk, when you quit that soul-crushing job, set that terrifying boundary, or leave that draining situation, you don't just change your circumstances. You literally shift timelines. You jump from a reality where you're slowly dying inside to one where you're fully alive. But here's the catch. Between releasing the old timeline and landing in the new one, there's a gap. We call this gap the sacred void, and it's where most people give up. For a few weeks, maybe months, after you take the risk, you'll feel like you're free-falling. Your ego will scream that you've made a terrible mistake. Everyone around you might question your sanity, but what's actually happening is profound. You're being energetically recalibrated to match your new reality. Your entire cellular structure is updating to hold more light, more abundance, more joy than your old self could contain. Remember that person I mentioned who set the boundary with their family? During their sacred void, they felt isolated, scared, wondering if they'd destroyed their most important relationships. But within weeks, something miraculous occurred. Not only did their family respect the boundary, but they found solutions that were better than anything that person could have provided. The universe conspired to prove that honoring yourself doesn't hurt others. It liberates everyone to find their own power. This is the pattern you're about to experience, and I want you to recognize it when it happens. First comes the relief immediately after taking the risk. You'll feel like you can finally breathe again. Then comes the fear, usually within hours or days. Your old programming will catalog everything that could go wrong. You'll experience what we call a vulnerability hangover, feeling exposed and wanting to retreat. This is normal. This is actually confirmation you're on the right track. But then, and this is where it gets magnificent, synchronicities start appearing. You'll run into exactly the right person at exactly the right time. Opportunities will manifest that perfectly align with your new direction. Resources will appear from unexpected sources. It will feel like the universe is conspiring to support your brave choice, because it absolutely is. This is what we call the divine conspiracy, and it only activates when you take aligned action despite your fears. Here's something crucial about the timing of these risks. Your soul has an internal timeline that knows exactly when each change should occur. Not every risk needs to be taken immediately. When it's truly time to make a specific change, you'll know. The knowing will be undeniable. It will feel like trying to hold back the ocean mind-tossable for a moment, but ultimately futile. Trust this timing. Don't force changes from impatience or fear. The nudges you've been receiving lately aren't random. That persistent thought about leaving your job, that recurring dream about moving to a new city, that relationship you keep thinking about ending, these are what we call divine coordinates. Your higher self has been transmitting these coordinates into your consciousness, preparing you for the transformation that's about to occur. The fact that you can't stop thinking about these changes means you're ready. But let me tell you what else Jupiter's retrograde is revealing today. It's showing you exactly where you've been playing small, where you've been accepting less than you deserve, where you've been dimming your light to make others comfortable. This isn't meant to shame you. It's meant to show you how much more is possible when you finally give yourself permission to shine at full capacity. The universe has been waiting for you to claim your full magnitude. Now I need to share something about the nature of false security that will completely shift your perspective. That stable job that's killing your soul. That's false security. That relationship that looks perfect on paper but leaves you empty. False security. That life path everyone approves of but makes you feel dead inside. False security. Real security comes from alignment with your soul's purpose, not from clinging to situations that no longer serve your highest good. Jupiter's retrograde is stripping away these illusions. The financial abundance many of you are seeking is directly connected to these risks you're being called to take. Not because the risks themselves generate money, but because when you align with your soul's purpose and release what's draining you, you open channels for abundance that were previously blocked. That energy you're wasting in situations that don't serve you, that's the same energy that could be creating prosperity in alignment with your gifts. Here's a secret about boundaries that will change everything. When you set a boundary from a place of self-love and alignment, the universe reorganizes itself to support that boundary. People who truly love you will respect it. Situations that are draining will either transform or dissolve. New opportunities that honor your worth will suddenly appear. But you have to hold the boundary even when it feels uncomfortable, even when people push back. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds like you can find it. Because what I'm about to reveal next about the divine timing of your transformation will change how you understand everything. You see, the universe has been preparing you for this exact moment, through what felt like challenges but were actually initiations. Every difficult experience you've had, every moment of feeling stuck, every wall you've hit, these were building your capacity for what's coming. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say, because this is the key to navigating your sacred season of risk successfully. The universe doesn't respond to desperation or force. It responds to aligned action taken from a place of trust. This means when you take these risks, you need to do so knowing that you're supported, guided, and that even if you can't see the whole staircase, the next step will appear when you need it. The challenges you might face during this transformation aren't punishments or signs you're on the wrong path. They're what we call initiation gates, specific tests designed to ensure you're ready for the next level. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your energetic capacity to hold your new reality. Think of it like upgrading your electrical system before installing more powerful equipment. The universe is preparing your energy field to handle the massive blessings coming your way. Something powerful is building as Mercury approaches Mars in the sky. This cosmic conjunction is creating what we call a courage activation code in your energy field. Over the next few days, you're going to feel an unusual surge of bravery, sudden clarity about what needs to change, and most importantly, the actual ability to take action. This isn't just mental clarity, this is cellular level activation, giving you strength to do what you've been afraid to do. But here's what most people don't understand about divine risk-taking. These aren't reckless, impulsive decisions. These are calculated leaps of faith based on deep inner knowing. Your soul has been preparing for these changes for months, maybe even years. The fact that you keep thinking about them, that they won't leave you alone, that they appear in your dreams, this is confirmation that these risks are actually divinely guided opportunities disguised as challenges. Let me paint you a picture of what's going to unfold over the next 12 months, if you have the courage to follow these divine coordinates. You're going to be taking risks in waves, not all at once. Each brave choice will build upon the last, expanding your capacity for transformation. Some risks will feel easy, like finally exhaling after holding your breath for years. Others will require every ounce of courage you possess, but each one will be perfectly calibrated to your growth. The dreams you've been having lately, the ones that feel too big, too beautiful, too impossible, those aren't fantasies. Those are memories from your future timeline, the one you're actively creating through the risks you're about to take. Your higher self is showing you these visions not to torture you with impossible dreams, but to magnetize you toward your destiny. Every aligned risk collapses the distance between your current reality and that dream timeline. Now here's how to distinguish between aligned risks and reckless impulses, because this distinction is crucial. Aligned risks make you feel expanded even when they scare you. They create a sense of rightness in your body, even when your mind spins with fear. When you think about taking action beneath the fear, there's deep knowing this is the right direction. Reckless impulses feel contractive and chaotic. They're about escaping rather than moving toward something. The cosmic support available to you right now is unprecedented. Jupiter retrograde is creating inner expansion while Mercury prepares to conjunct Mars, giving you communication courage. This combination means you have more celestial backing than you've had in years, possibly decades. This is not a time to play small or safe. This is your time to trust the divine intelligence orchestrating your evolution and move in harmony with these cosmic currents that are specifically designed for your transformation. 1 year from today, mark this date, your reality will be so fundamentally different that if I showed you a snapshot of your future life right now, you wouldn't believe it was yours. The home you'll be living in, the work you'll be doing, the relationships you'll be experiencing, the abundance flowing through your life, all of it will be the direct result of the risks you take during this sacred season of transformation that begins today. But here's what's even more profound. The changes aren't just about external circumstances. 1 year from now, you'll be living with a level of authenticity that feels foreign to who you are right now. You'll have released relationships that were draining you and magnetized soul connections that nourish and inspire you. Your work will feel like creative expression rather than survival. Most importantly, you'll have developed unshakable trust in your own intuition and divine guidance. Let me share what's going to happen with that Pinterest board or dream board you've been creating. 1 year from now, more than half of what you've pinned, visualized, and dreamed about is going to be alive in your physical reality. Those images that seem impossible from where you're standing, they're actually blueprints for the life you're about to build through these brave choices. The universe has been using your dreams to show you what's possible when you align with your true path. The resistance you're feeling from others as you contemplate these changes is also part of the divine plan. People who benefit from you staying small will naturally resist your expansion, but their resistance isn't your responsibility to manage. Your only responsibility is to follow your soul's calling. When you do this, something miraculous happens. The people meant to be in your elevated life will celebrate your growth, and those who aren't will naturally fall away. Remember that story about setting boundaries with family I shared earlier? That person discovered something profound. When you honor yourself, you give others permission to honor themselves too. The boundary that seemed selfish was actually an act of love that freed everyone to find their own power. This is what happens when you take aligned risks. You don't just transform your own life, you create ripple effects that transform the lives of everyone around you. The Mercury return to Scorpio on November 19th is going to be your first integration checkpoint. By then, the initial risks you've taken will start stabilizing into your new normal. But between now and then, you're in what we call the acceleration phase. Things might feel like they're moving very quickly, almost too quickly for your mind to process. This is intentional. Your soul is moving faster than your ego can keep up with, preventing old programming from sabotaging transformation. Some of the risks you're being called to take aren't about adding something new. They're about releasing what's already there. The courage to say no. The bravery to disappoint people who have expectations that don't align with your truth. The strength to walk away from opportunities that look good but feel wrong. These releasing risks are often harder than active risks because they require you to trust the void, to believe something better will come when you create space. Here's a truth that might comfort you. You're not alone in this journey. Millions of starseeds around the planet are experiencing this same activation right now. Every risk you take ripples out into the collective consciousness, inspiring others to take their own brave steps. You're part of a massive planetary awakening, where souls are simultaneously choosing authenticity over safety, purpose over comfort, truth over illusion. Your individual transformation contributes to humanity's collective evolution. The exhaustion you've been feeling lately isn't because you're weak or failing. It's because you've been using massive amounts of energy to maintain situations that no longer match your frequency. Imagine trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes constant effort to keep it submerged. That's what you've been doing with your authentic self. The moment you stop fighting and let it surface, you'll have all that energy available for creating your new reality. Listen to this carefully. Everything that's been happening to you over the past year has been preparation for this moment. The relationship that ended, the job that didn't work out, the plans that fell through, none of it was failure. It was all cosmic course correction, removing what wasn't aligned to make space for what is. The universe has been clearing your path, even when it felt like everything was falling apart. It was actually falling into place. The financial fears that arise when you think about taking these risks are understandable, but let me share the cosmic truth about abundance. Money flows where energy flows freely. When you're doing work aligned with your soul's purpose, when you're in relationships that energize rather than drain you, when you're living in alignment with your truth, abundance naturally follows, not because of magical thinking, but because you're finally operating at your optimal frequency where opportunities can find you. That recurring thought you have every morning when you wake up, you know, the one about the change you need to make. That's not just a thought. That's your higher self sending you the same message over and over because it's crucial to your evolution. The fact that it won't leave you alone, that it persists despite your attempts to ignore it, that it gets stronger rather than weaker over time, that's confirmation that this change isn't optional. It's essential. The people who truly love you want you to be happy, fulfilled, and authentic. Even if your transformation initially makes them uncomfortable, anyone who needs you to stay small for their comfort isn't someone whose opinion should guide your life choices. This might be the hardest truth to accept, but it's also the most liberating. When you stop living for others' approval and start living for your soul's purpose, you discover what real freedom feels like. Here's what's going to happen after you take that first big risk. You're going to feel more alive than you have in years. Colors will seem brighter. Food will taste better. You'll sleep more deeply. This isn't imagination. It's what happens when you stop fighting against your true nature and start flowing with it. Your entire system will celebrate the return to authenticity by flooding you with energy and vitality you forgot was possible. The universe has perfect timing, and that timing is about to reveal itself to you in undeniable ways. That opportunity you've been waiting for, it's going to appear shortly after you release what's blocking it. That person you're meant to meet, they'll show up once you've created space by releasing toxic relationships. That abundance you've been seeking, it will flow once you stop pouring your energy into situations that deplete you. The pattern is always the same. Release, then receive. As Mercury approaches its conjunction with Mars, you're entering a period where your words will carry unusual power. Conversations you've been avoiding will happen naturally. Truths you've been unable to articulate will flow effortlessly. This isn't random. It's cosmic support for the communication necessary for your transformation. Some relationships will deepen through this honest communication. Others will complete their purpose and dissolve. Both outcomes serve your highest good and spiritual evolution. The comfort zone you've been clinging to isn't actually comfortable. It's familiar. There's a huge difference. Familiar feels safe because it's known. But if you're honest with yourself, it's been slowly suffocating you. Real comfort comes from alignment, from living in harmony with your soul's purpose. The risks you're being called to take aren't leading you away from comfort. They're leading you toward true comfort that comes from authentic living. Every morning for the next year, you're going to wake up with a choice. Stay in familiar discomfort or step toward aligned expansion. Some days the choice will be easy. Other days it will require everything you have. But each time you choose expansion, you're building what we call risk resilience, the ability to navigate uncertainty with grace and trust. This becomes one of your greatest strengths, allowing you to make quantum leaps others can't even imagine. The signs and synchronicities that have been appearing in your life lately are about to intensify dramatically. Random conversations will contain exactly the information you need. Books will fall off shelves open to relevant pages. You'll think of someone, and they'll contact you moments later with an opportunity. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmation that you're in harmony with the cosmic flow that's orchestrating your transformation. The more risks you take, the more these synchronicities multiply. What if I told you that your team of light has been preparing people and opportunities for years, positioning them perfectly for the moment you're brave enough to step into your new reality? That job opportunity, that perfect living situation, that soul-aligned relationship, they already exist, waiting for you to match their frequency by releasing what's keeping you in a lower vibration. The only thing standing between you and these blessings is your attachment to familiar discomfort. Here's the cosmic truth about your sacred season of risk. It's not actually about risk at all. It's about returning to who you really are, beneath all the compromise and conditioning. Every brave choice you make strips away another layer of who you're not, revealing more of who you've always been. The universe isn't asking you to become someone new. It's asking you to stop pretending to be someone you're not. The Jupiter retrograde that started today will last for months, but its effects will ripple through your life for years. This isn't just another astrological transit. It's a cosmic initiation designed specifically for souls ready to quantum leap into their authentic power. The fact that you're receiving this transmission means you've been selected for this acceleration. Not everyone gets this opportunity. Not everyone is ready, but you are, or this message wouldn't have found you. That best friend energy I mentioned earlier, this message, this transmission, is designed to be your companion through this transformation. When fear rises, remember these words. When doubt creeps in, return to this truth. When others question your choices, recall that you're following divine coordinates that they cannot see. This isn't just inspiration, it's activation. Every word has been calibrated to awaken the courage that's already within you, waiting to be expressed. The person who set that boundary with their family, that I told you about, they're thriving now, living with a freedom they never thought possible. But here's what they want you to know. The hardest part wasn't taking the action. The hardest part was the moment right before, when fear was loudest. Once they took the leap, once they spoke their truth, once they honored their needs, everything became easier. The universe immediately reorganized to support their brave choice. The age of solitary meditation is over. Destiny Engine now connects starseeds across the world, a living social field where you can post, share, and exchange your meditations in real time. It's the first galactic network of its kind, weaving together thousands of awakened souls into one unified current. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. The frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual, bending the fabric of reality itself. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field has never been this charged, and the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness, so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this connected field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension together. Link in the description. As we approach the completion of this transmission, I need you to understand something crucial. Tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up differently, not because of what you've heard, but because of what's been activated within you. The cosmic codes embedded in this message have already begun reorganizing your energy field, preparing you for the transformation ahead. You might feel restless tonight, electric, like something big is about to happen. That's because it is. Your guides want me to emphasize this final truth. You already have everything you need to navigate this sacred season of risk successfully. The courage is already within you, waiting to be activated. The support is already arranged, waiting to be revealed. The opportunities are already in motion, waiting for you to align with them through brave choices. All that's required is your willingness to trust the journey and take the next indicated step forward. Remember this above all else. Everything is always working out for you in the highest and best way. Even when it doesn't look like it, especially when it doesn't feel like it, the universe is conspiring to deliver your greatest good. Those risks you're afraid to take, they're not risks at all. They're divinely guided invitations to step into the life you were born to live. The moment you say yes to that invitation, the entire universe reorganizes itself to support you. What if I told you that 1 year from today, you'll look back at this exact moment as the turning point when everything changed? You'll remember the fear you felt, the doubts that plagued you, the resistance you had to overcome, and you'll be in awe of how perfectly everything unfolded once you found the courage to take those first brave steps. The life you're about to create is more magnificent than anything your current self can imagine. This transmission is now complete, but your transformation is just beginning. The sacred season of risk starts the moment you close this message and make your first brave choice. Whether it's sending that text, having that conversation, filling out that application, or simply deciding that things must change, every small act of courage compounds into massive transformation. You're not just changing your life, you're changing your entire timeline, jumping into a reality where everything you've dreamed of is not only possible, but inevitable. I am Seraphine, and on behalf of the Galactic Federation of Light, we celebrate the courageous journey you're about to begin. We see your light expanding already. We feel your frequency rising. We know the magnificent being you're becoming through these brave choices. This isn't goodbye, it's activation. Every risk you take, we're there. Every brave step forward, we're supporting you. Every moment of doubt, remember, we love you, and we are watching over you.